because it's actually the lesson today, and that which I'll continue next several times I'm privileged to speak before you, has to do with whether or not we're led by God or whether we're led by man. Unless you think perhaps that I'm imagining problems. This is not so. In the U.S., back in the late 50s and early 60s, we had what was called the institutional fight. That is, whether God allowed churches to band themselves together in collectivity, the churches, congregations, plural, to do what they assumed as a common word. And that's totally without scriptural authority. Well, we fought that fight, and in effect we lost the war. Because in the process of that, we made certain assumptions because preacher so-and-so, brother so-and-so said this is true and opposed to that, therefore this has to be right. It was assumed to be right. Rather than looking at it from 1 Peter verse 7, if any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of God. The disposition then was to win. And as far as that particular fight was concerned, yes, we did. But we picked up the same bad habit that our institutional brethren had. Old Brother W. Ward, who's the Mama time many years now, told me one time, he said, we are talking about conservative churches are exactly the same as the liberal churches, except we do it in a different manner. They combine congregations. We say that every congregation must hold the same doctrine. So this is just another picture of the same thing with different words. I'm going to bring up some things this morning, and I'm going to continue to bring them up the next few times too, God willing. But I'd like to take you back to about 4 months ago. Walt and I were here one morning, and there was an American brother with a Filipino wife come down to visit. The young lady, well, I knew her when she was a very much younger lady, and her husband were here for some reason or other. I don't remember, some kind of business trip or visit, whatever it was. When services were over, we were going outside, getting ready to leave. Several of the young ladies in the congregation came up and started counting the money. And he made the remark, "Oh, you let the girls handle the money?" That triggered my mind to the fact that infiltrating even here in the U.S. are some of the attempts of the Marami Americanos coming over here, whether they admit it or not, they're determined to make the pattern of the churches in the U.S. become the pattern of the churches here, without regard to the fact that God has given us the pattern that He wants. So it's not to remake the Philippine congregation over into the American image, but to try to keep the Philippine congregations in the scriptural image. So I got thinking, praying, and did some study. And I've come up with a number of things. I mentioned some of these briefly last time. For example, and I've just started out with the attitude of churches of Christ in general toward women. They're picking up on some scriptures. Acts 6, the first 6 verses, when Peter said, "Look ye out among yourselves." He didn't say, "Look ye out among you men," but look ye out among yourselves. And in Acts 15, 7 through about 15, when the disciples were all gathered together again, Peter used a similar expression to show that everybody had a voice in what was done at both times. Now, when someone can show me that yourself, among yourself, is defined as men only, then I'm willing to listen to what they have to say. But it's not this, it's this. And the same thing is true in Acts 15. When the decision was made, it wasn't made by men, it was made by the entire church.